Next, I'm going to talk about the commutation relations between these operators. A commutator between L sub x and L sub y is equal to, we can pull out a factor of IH bar from both sides, and IH bar squared is just negative h squared. Commuted with x. And we can just, since the negative of the commutator with a and b is just the commutator with b and a, we're just going to flip this around. Equals h squared commutator of x z minus z x Now we're going to act this on a test function. And for now, we're going to factor out the h bar squared, so we don't have to write it every single time. So 1 over h bar squared times that commutator is equal to this, acting on the test function. X it's going to act directly on f minus y minus and now notice that this side is the same as this side if you just swapped x and y. So we're going to focus mostly on this term right here. And then we'll swap x and y on there, and then we'll subtract it off. So x z minus z well, let's look at these terms first. X minus x z I can rewrite this out as this right here. In this term will be x, well, the derivative of z with respect to z is just 1, so x fy plus x z squared z y. Z is not dependent upon x, they're independent, so we can just pull this out, z squared, and the second with respect to x and with respect to y. Similarly with y and z, makes xy and y oops, that's ugly. There we go. So when you swap x for y on the second term here that we'll subtract off in the commutator, there, it's just y x plus yz that term doesn't change. That term right there doesn't change, nor does this one. So when you subtract these off, we'll say minus our commutator is now equal to plus xy that's going to cancel. That's going to cancel. That's going to cancel. And that's going to cancel. And that leaves us with x equals 8 L commutator of Lx with Ly. So that's just I over h bar times L sub z equals 1 over h bar squared Lx with Ly. So we can multiply each side by h bar squared, and we get this commutation relation. Now I'm not going to run through all the calculations here because that was kind of tedious. When you do that calculation with the other components of the angular momentum vector, you get these commutation relations. I h bar L sub z sub z Lx equals I h bar L sub y. And these are our commutation relations between the angular momentum operators.